Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while. So obviously, well, maybe not so obviously for some of you. I have been away and now I'm on my way back to Atlanta after being in Miami for almost a month, right? So I feel like this is the perfect time to kind of wrap up whatever this energy is, especially since we're going into a new month. We still are in this Mercury retrograde period, so keep that in mind as well. However, there is something very, very prominent in this message. Okay. Some of you have had to deal with betrayal. And I want to say betrayals, as in multiple. You had to deal with this. Either you were the one who may have betrayed someone at some point in life and you understand what that kind of looks and feels like, or you have been on the receiving end of being betrayed by someone and knows what that feels like. And there's something about that same concept being either wrapped up or coming to a head right now. Um, and you're just being asked to look at it. Look at it for multiple reasons. One, look at why you may be feeling that way and the parties involved. Um, and try not to place too much blame on the other person if this is something that you feel is happening, right? This is an opportunity, I will say, to observe your current environment, take stock of your current feelings, and then decide what path you are going to take. Because the betrayal that you see is not something that should go unnoticed or unchecked. Okay. Now, if you brought it up, um, I want to say even if you brought it up more than once, chances are your boundaries are being tested and you could be asked to reevaluate whether or not you want to revisit this said relationship, said situation, whatever. And the reason being is because it may not be conducive to your health to proceed further, to take any further steps. Um, there's an energy of like entanglements, there's an energy of sneakiness, there's an energy of um strategic planning, even that is involved or seems to be involved in this situation. Now, obviously, I've said this more than once. So clearly, it must be something that the collective is dealing with. You cannot control other people. The only thing that you can do is control yourself. Now, when I say that, I be saying that shit to myself because I have to remind myself that I really only have control over myself. So even getting upset over certain things that people may do or say or someone's character is not even something that I really should be feeling, thinking, whatever, right? So, and then again, ask yourself why. Why shouldn't I be feeling that? Because again, it doesn't really make sense. If you can't control other people, then why would you get upset about the things that they do, especially if some of those things may be expected, right? You may have understood something about a person's nature. You may have like been shown multiple confirmations and you may have certain levels of understanding about even who this person is and how they operate. All of that is cool. Just make sure that in the next couple of days that you are not putting yourself in a position to accept something that you do not want to accept for a time. Okay? Because whatever it is that you do, of course you have, free will, you have an opportunity for um you to make a different decision at, at any given point. But what's the biggest takeaway is the fact that you need to be able to make decisions soundly with a clear mind, with a certain level of clarity, right? That clarity is super important. And then standing firm on whatever boundaries that you set. Now, just because you set a boundary doesn't mean that a person won't cross the line. That I probably feel like is the biggest issue or the biggest frustration when it comes down to the situation, because you may have set a boundary. You may have stated, like, maybe standards, you may have stated what exactly your expectations are, whatever the case is. Again, this could be a relationship in love or whatever, but this could also just be it could be work related depending on how the story is. But either way, there's something about you figuring out your next steps, because they are crucial, and you being in tandem with something that you don't 100% agree with, or you're not 100% on board with, could be detrimental to you long term. There could be something about you, either um what's the saying, like, get bit in the ass or something. It's something about, like, there could be some, like, drawbacks from not accepting, or no, drawbacks from not stating your boundaries, um, not addressing expectations, and not, um, it's something to do with, okay. So for a small selective, I want to say 20% of you in the collective that I'm speaking to, there's about 20% of you who are possibly um wanting to commit to something, or you want somebody something to commit to you. The way in your mind, the way it's playing out in your mind as how it should go may not be so black and white to this other person, so you may have to lay out certain things. Okay, so there's one part. The other part is, just because you set those boundaries doesn't mean that this person is going to follow them, right? And also, there's a way of presenting what your boundaries are without it overstepping the free will of other people, right? Because everybody has their own prerogative. They still are, you know, an individual with unique needs, wants, desires, whatever. And they have expectations, whatever those things may be. That for some reason needs to be explicitly discussed. Some of why I feel like I'm having some hesitation with what I say, there could be some hesitation in communicating. Maybe one person is hesitating about communicating these things for fear of it either not being agreed to, fear of the conversation not going right. Maybe it goes left when you start communicating about serious things. There's also something here about, like, you being you may be trying to turn, I don't know if it's turning over a new leaf per se, or if this is just about, like, you allowing whatever version of yourself to just, like, be. But there's a higher there's a higher dwelling version of yourself, like your higher self, right? Your higher self version wants you to look at this with a very cautious eye. And your higher self wants you to kind of, like, reflect and observe, because something is all laid out for you. And this could go in both directions. Okay. So I'm not saying either or. It's just something is laid out for you. And um, once you make certain things explicitly clear, something will also be fully revealed to you, either about this person, the situation, whatever. Now, how you got to this point, I don't know. I don't know exactly what everyone's backstory is, but I do know that there it's like some unresolved things, and then there's just things that are unspoken. It's a lot of unspoken tension still in the air. And because it hasn't been cleared up, it's not going to be, it's not just going to magically disappear, unfortunately. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, friend. I'm so sorry. I didn't even pay attention to the chat. I'm not sure if you are a recent subscriber to this channel alone or if you are someone from my Karmic Central channel, the original channel. But welcome. Thank you for coming in, saying hello. I appreciate the vibes as I give these messages. So that is your reading for now. I won't even say like for today or the week. I don't really know. It doesn't feel, it feels time sensitive to an extent, but I can't really put a time on it. Sometimes I get a time length. I'm not getting that. This is just kind of like on a case by case basis. So I hope you guys figure it out. I will give you an update tomorrow. Um, because of course there's going to be a shift. All right, so I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night or morning wherever you are. I am going to be going to bed. I have an early flight in the morning, and then when I touch down, I probably will give you an update at some point once I'm settled in. All right.